in listen-only mode.
Hi everybody, I'm Brian Offenberger. I'm the owner and founder of Aftermarketer Club, and I'm going to guide you through our discussion today. We're going to talk to you about how you can use social media and search engines to attract new clients. And specifically, if you are an outside salesperson or you're involved in managing outside sales, I'm going to show you how you can use both Google or search engines and certain social media things with a lot of focus on LinkedIn to generate new sales opportunities for you. This is going to be an action-packed session. It's one of the more popular ones I do. I really hope you get a lot out of it. I'm going to be giving away some prizes at the end of our discussion today, as well as we will be making a recorded copy of this session available for all of you for your future use. Now, if you've attended my sessions, you know I want you to get the information that you're looking for. There's a little chat window. Simply enter your question into the chat window. We'll be monitoring that throughout our session today. Again, we want you to get the answers that you're looking for. Now, we have kind of an ambitious program of what we're going to be talking about. And before I do, let me give you a little bit of an overview of me. This session today is going to be very interactive. You are going to find me moving from different screens. I'm literally going to get on Google and show you different things and all this kind of stuff. I've been helping outside salespeople since 1983. My career prior to getting involved heavily in online marketing involved managing direct sales staffs. I started doing that at 23, hiring and training and motivating and evaluating salesperson performance. I did that. I had a very, very full, rich career. You can read my byline on LinkedIn, which you see a screenshot of on the screen there. You can read my byline on LinkedIn to learn more about my background. I had a very rich career working with salespeople. Many Rookie of the Year Sales Award winners were under my tutelage, as well as sales stars. I, several years ago, started to think about what was happening to the profession of outside selling, and it's changed dramatically. And I'm going to share with you some of those impacts. We're going to talk today about how you can use search engines and how you can use LinkedIn specifically. We've got an hour together, so I can't go through a complete program, but what I am going to do is going to show you how you can do some things right now today that'll fill your opportunity pipeline. I'm going to go through and show you how you can get more unsolicited work opportunities. You know what those are? Those are the things where people reach out to us and they want us to work for them. Aren't those the neat things in our marketing and selling when we have that happen? I'm going to show you how to qualify, engage, and sell to buyers that you reach and identify through these techniques I'm going to share with you today. And as I told you, we're going to be very, very interactive. And I am going to make a copy of this available, and I'm going to be awarding prizes at the end. Now, the first thing that you're going to note before we get into all of this is I'm going to change the display on the screen in terms of how we normally do this right after this particular slide, because we're going to be going back and forth to a lot of different things. What I want to share with you is the world's changed. The way we as outside salespeople used to identify sales opportunities, you know, leads, we call it prospecting or lead generation or what have you, the way that we used to do that years ago has changed, and that's because our buyers have changed. The days of cold calling or telemarketing or our employers putting ads in yellow pages in hopes that the phone will ring, that's been replaced. We have these things called search engines and smartphones and all these other channels and technologies that are really competing for our buyers' attention. And as salespeople, we need to understand effectively how we can work with those tools. So let me kind of minimize my screen here, and we're going to look at things a little bit, like I said, in a little bit different fashion. We're going to focus a lot today on search engines and LinkedIn. And the reason we're going to do that is because search engines, we use them every day in our outside sales positions. Every single day, if we are selling, we are on a search engine. And we're going to talk a lot about LinkedIn because it's the largest business professionals network in the world. And gang, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to try to show you some things about what you can do with both of these search engines and LinkedIn that hopefully will just be jaw-dropping. And as I said, my goal is to give you stuff you can get right on the phone and use. Here's what I'm going to suggest as well. I'm going to suggest on your end, you take a minute right now, go to your LinkedIn profile, and make sure you have your LinkedIn profile, your personal LinkedIn profile. Have it open during our conversations, okay? Because we're going to get to LinkedIn in just a few minutes. I'm going to start with search engines, certain things you can do on search engines to help identify sales prospects, and then I'm going to move into LinkedIn. So let's kick right off the search engines. And the first thing I'm going to share with you is how you can find a prospect name or a company name or a profession on social sites. In other words, if I sell to insurance agents and I want to identify insurance agents on LinkedIn, I can do something really simple. I can go to this search bar here on Google and I can key in LinkedIn plus insurance agents. Oops. And if I knew how to spell, well, LinkedIn's going to be smart enough and start showing me results. They're going to do that. Now, I'm going to get in LinkedIn a little bit later, and I'm going to show you how you can do this within LinkedIn. I'm going to show you how you can narrow down your lists to specific geographic regions. You know, if you sell to me, Brian, I only sell in Phoenix, Arizona. I don't need insurance agents in Maryland. Well, you know, you could do the same thing. You could come up here, and if you wanted to identify insurance agents on LinkedIn, I could do LinkedIn plus insurance agents plus Arizona, and then I would get an entirely different list of potential targets. Now, that comes from, like I said, a simple search command, and that is coming in and doing LinkedIn plus insurance agents. Or if you want to find me on Facebook or anyone else by person, or if I want to find by associations or companies, you know, I could go Twitter plus CompCams and find out whoever is on Twitter and in their profile has identified CompCams or mentioned CompCams. I'm going to get a search result that way. So I can start to develop prospecting lists through these simple search engine shortcuts. Now, let's say, let me give you a real-life situation. We deal with a manufacturer in the automotive industry that they're wanting to penetrate a new vertical market. And what they're wanting to do is to identify who are the decision makers in this new vertical market. Well, a simple search engine command like this, coupled with a few others, starts to give them a really defined, accurate, up-to-date list that they haven't paid for. And now the things that are important is that it's targeted, that it's accurate, that it's up-to-date. Those are the really important things in this process. And one easy way to do that is through a search engine shortcut that you just see here. And that's what we call find a prospect's name or a company name on these social sites. So let's go to our next demonstration that I want to give you for search engines. Let me bear with me here. As I said, we're going to hop back and forth on screens. Got a couple slides in there I don't know why I have that there. Let me get rid of those real quick. Delete, and we'll go back to where we were at. Okay, and then we're going to delete that. All right, now let me give you another one. Oftentimes we know who we need to talk to, but we don't know how to reach them. We as salespeople may have tried to phone them. We can't get through a gatekeeper. We can't get them to call us back or anything along that line. So one thing that we can do is try to find their email address. And a nice easy way to do that is to go to a search engine and put quote marks and then put the URL that they use for their website, which is most commonly what they're going to be using for their email addresses. So I use SEMA as an example. As we go here, we can simply come up here and we can put the quote marks at SEMA.org and put the quote marks around it. And what's going to start to happen is what's going to pop up are Google results that show SEMA email addresses in here. So like I'm going to get As you see, Della Domingo. I'm going to get Tom Gatso, the show director, Peter McGilvery, Michelle's email address. So as I start looking on search results, I'm going to start to be able to find some of these email addresses that may be important for who I'm looking to reach. Kind of a neat little thing that we can put in our bag of tricks. Let's go to another one. Let's say I want to build lists by vertical market. Okay? Now, search engines, they have this thing called a meta title, and it's really, really important in the world of search marketing. For us in outside sales, all I want to do is teach you this little thing. So let's say that I want to sell to auto repair shops, okay, or car care centers. It makes no difference. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the search engine, and I'm going to key in this little thing called all-in title. And I'm going to do it just like you see here, all-in title, colon. Then I'm going to put the search term that I'm looking for. And then if I have a geographic area that I'm looking to find those results in, I'm going to do that. So let's do this. I'm going to come up here to the search engine. Let me get back up here. And I'm going to come in, and I'm going to go all-in, title, colon, auto repair Phoenix. And now what I'm going to be getting is search results that Google is going to give me a whole list of those that have auto repair. Mike's, Phoenix Auto Repair, Sun Devil Auto, Dean's Auto Repair. You see how Martin's Auto Repair. You see how I start to develop a list of those that meet that criteria? Really nice, easy prospecting tool for me to start to identify who might I want to engage with. And hang with me. I'm going to show you how, when you identify these people online, how you can begin to approach them. I'm going to give you some tips and some tactics and some strategies that will work really well for you if you follow them and if you're a good online citizen. You know, if you treat people with the kind of dealings and respect that you'd like to be treated yourself, you know, a little courtesy goes a long way. But here's a nice, easy way. It's called the all-in title, and then I use the search term, the keyword. I'm looking, if I sell to auto repair centers, if I sell oil, I'm Valvoline. I'm the Valvoline guy, and I'm looking for new places that's going to sell carrying Valvoline oil, then boom, here's a way I can go into a brand new market. If I've never worked Phoenix, Arizona before, I've just been promoted there. Here's a nice, easy way I can come in and I can start identifying places that are good candidates for me to sell. This is called the all-in title search, and you see that there. It allows you to build lists by vertical market. Pretty cool. I'm going to give you another way to build lists by vertical market. It's very similar to the all-in title, but it's the all-in URL. So where the title is looking for keywords in the meta title, which is something that's in your programming of your web page, the all-in URL, is looking for keywords right in the URL itself. It's another way for you to use to build vertical market lists, okay, target lists, all right? Here's another one. Another way that I can use a search engine to help me identify new prospects, and this is called the better than search. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be picking on CompCams. Terrible why I use that. I have a lot of respect for that organization. But if CompCams is someone that I'm selling to and I want to identify other businesses similar to CompCams that might be targets for my services, I go to a search engine and I key in better than, and I can put the business name. This example you see here, I'm using the website URL, and what it will do will be to identify for me other places that the search engines think are similar to, in this particular instance, CompCams. Again, another neat way for me to identify lists and for me to target people that are good candidates for what I sell. A similar feature to better than is related. And you see a search engine entry right there. You put related, colon, Again, I've used the URL, so I can simply come up here and go related to Brake Masters. And boom, search engines are going to start giving me all sorts of results that they think are related to Brake Masters. Okay? So, those are some easy ways that I can use basic search engine queries, and they work pretty similar to all search engines, so I can start to use some low-cost, very easy ways to identify lists. Now, there's a lot of other things that search engines can do. Obviously, I'm here giving you an overview and trying to also give you some usable things you can do now that will help you identify prospects. Before I start talking about LinkedIn, I've been looking at questions. I really appreciate those coming in. If you have any questions about search engine queries before I go on to LinkedIn, please key them into your chat window, because I want to tell you a little bit about this thing called LinkedIn. You know, I work in the automotive industry every day, and I have the opportunity to speak to many business owners and operators in the industry. And a lot of them know of LinkedIn. Many of them have a basic LinkedIn profile, and that's about all that they have. Well, LinkedIn will continue to progress, and for outside salespeople, this is a treasure trove. You know, I'm a Midwestern boy. I grew up in the Midwest, and I had a couple of favorite sayings. I used to work with a guy named Tom Kushak, and Tom was brilliant. And a couple of Tom's favorite sayings are, when the ducks are flying, you better be shooting. And, man, it's a lot better to fish in a stock pond than one that isn't. And LinkedIn really meets both those criteria. It is the largest network for business professionals in the world. There's 175 million or more active users worldwide. It depends on where you look. LinkedIn, even on their own website, will give you a couple of different figures. There's a lot of business professionals. Over 200 countries are represented. All Fortune 500 companies have executives and employees listed there. And for you, it is a valuable thing for 3 reasons. It is a beautiful networking resource. It is a valuable resource for leads and sales, and it can be your free business consultant to help you along the way. We're big advocates of LinkedIn and other social media, but we're going to be talking about LinkedIn now for about the next 30 minutes, and certain things you can do on LinkedIn that will really help you out quite a bit. And what I'm going to start with, let me move down a little bit. I'm going to give you 5 important factors, 5 important things that you can do to help you attract more business on LinkedIn. And we're going to go back and forth now between these PowerPoint slides and between LinkedIn itself, so I can show you specific things. It's really kind of cool. LinkedIn, as you know, offers a free and a premium version. They have different levels of premium versions depending on what you want. I am a premium version customer. I'm going to show you a few of the premium version features, and I'll show you a few of the free features as we go along. But most importantly, what I want to do is show you 5 ways you can use this thing right off the bat to get more business. First, optimize your profile. Okay, LinkedIn, what I want you to view LinkedIn is nothing more than a people search engine. That's what it is. Okay? And through LinkedIn, it's a search engine for people, and it leverages connections. It's really, really kind of cool on how it works to do that. Now, the reality that LinkedIn can help you in a lot of ways. It shortens your sales cycle. It can give you faster access to business partners. Man, oh man, can it generate inbound leads for you if you do it the right way. Helps position you as authority, help you in search rankings, a lot of neat things. So let me talk to you about how, as salespeople, you can use LinkedIn to attract business. First thing you need to do is optimize your profile. Now, LinkedIn is no different than any other search engine, and search engines operate on keywords. And within keywords areas, there are rankings. So in other words, if I say that I'm an auto industry marketing expert, I'm not the only one in LinkedIn that says that. LinkedIn has other criteria they use to help determine who's really important in that area and who's not. What I'm going to do, though, is start to show you some ways that you can kind of jumpstart the process to help you out a little bit. So let's go to a LinkedIn profile. We're going to come up here to mine, okay, and we're going to get off the edit thing. Let's just go to the view profile, and we'll go from here. Now, one of the first things you want to do is to optimize your profile by using key search terms. And you want to use your key search terms in several places. One is your professional headline. That's this area that you see me mousing on now, what I'm dealing with and highlighting now. That is what's called your professional headline, and your professional headline should contain search terms relative to what you do. And you'll see mine. I have 4 listed there. I'm not going to read them to you. But what I want you to notice is that I am going to be very consistent in how I use those terms throughout my profile. Because, gang, we're going to go back to the PowerPoint slide, I want to use my search terms in my professional headline, in my summary, and in my job titles. And let me show you where those are at. This is my summary. That's this text here. They give you 2,000 characters, and they expect to see search terms within your summary. It's one of the things they look for. Now, they also look to your current and past jobs. And here's what I want you to notice. We're going to go back and do all of this. See how I've labeled my jobs. In my professional summary up at the top, we'll go back to it in a minute, I tell people I'm a sales trainer. I own a company. In fact, I'm doing sales training right now. I own a new company that's soon to be released and debuting. It's called NJL Sales Training. And see how I've labeled that with the search term, the keyword, sales training company? Now, you all know that I own Aftermarketer Club and automotive marketing. And if you look at my professional headline, I say that I'm an automotive marketing specialist. You see how I'm using these search terms that coincide with both my summary and both my professional profile. Let me get back up here. Let me show you. I have these search terms there. You're going to see when it summarizes my company, sales training, security marketing. You'll see as you go further. You're going to see those terms in my summary, and you're going to see those terms used to describe my present and past employment. Now, you're going to note the company name is not Sales Training Company -NJL Sales Training. The name of my company is NJL Sales Training. However, this search engine within LinkedIn needs to know what the company is about. That's why I'm using that keyword within the headline. And that headline is real important. There are logarithms that they use at LinkedIn right now. Factor in those areas, your profile, your professional headline, your summary, and your experience sections in your past job and current job. And I personally know of people that are getting more than 100 website visits per day just from LinkedIn searches. Just from LinkedIn searches. This will continue to help you with your journey on LinkedIn, but this is something real quick and real easy you can do. Optimize your profile with the keywords. On this particular slide here, we give you the 3 areas you want to focus on: your headline, your summary, and your job titles. Now I want to contrast that for you for just a minute with someone that doesn't. This gentleman, David Cook, look at his professional headline. And here's the reality. The reality is that his summary is way too broad. International speaker, well, on what? It's very, very broad. Author, about what? Growth strategist, for what kind of turbulent times? Business, divorce, personal, sales trainer, a little specific. But as you stop and you look further, you don't see any of that reflected in any of the things as current or past job. You know, CEO's the keyword he uses there. And that, again, is very, very broad. So this gentleman's done a great job. He's a competent professional, highly well-regarded in his field. But what we wanted to do was contrast with you a couple of examples of what you could be doing in order to help yourself a little bit more with your profile. Because if you can get inbound inquiries of people that come and find you via LinkedIn or find you via a search engine through your LinkedIn profile, man, that's a good start of the battle. All right, now let's go to a second tip, second way that you can use this thing called LinkedIn to get more business. Well, we just showed you optimize your profile. Let's talk about groups, okay? Now, if you're not familiar with LinkedIn groups, you really want to become familiar with groups. Groups are right up here, and the first thing you want to do is join groups. So you can go to a groups directory. You see me doing that here. You can do keywords like I might put auto repair, and up will come suggestions for groups. And it will tell me what groups are. What groups are on LinkedIn are like-minded business professionals that band together in an online community and discuss issues. That's what they're intended to do. Now, you can, there's lots you could do in marketing with groups. I'm just going to give you one particular thing to look at, and then you can kind of take it from there. The first point, though, you need to be involved with a group in order to get business from it. So you want to join groups. And some groups will have subgroups, okay? You are allowed to join up to 50 groups and 50 subgroups, so that's quite a bit. The more groups that you're involved with, the greater the benefit to you that are relevant. And what I tell people, you want to join groups that your customers belong to. Sure, there are professional trade association groups and professional learning groups that are very helpful to your business. Believe me, very much so. But if you're using LinkedIn to attract new business and to interact with customers, join the groups your customers belong to. Now, as you can see here in groups, I did a keyword, and I can narrow things down. You can see I can narrow it all the way through, but reality, it's going to start to pop up, and I can learn more about the group. It gives me a summary. It tells me how active the group is in LinkedIn's opinion. It tells me how many members there are in the group. Of those, how many are in my network, so I get some at-a-glance type information. And joining a group is really simple. I can view, and if I want to join the group, I can join the group. It's kind of really, really simple for me to do that. Now, the reality is that within groups, I have a lot of neat things I can do. And so I'm going to pick a group, and I'm going to pick my SEMA group, since that might be a group that a lot of us belong to or that we're involved with, but we'll pick on it for a while. So I'm going to come down here to my SEMA members group. There's good old Alan Dicker's smiling face. And so here we go. We're going to pop that open, and I'm at the SEMA group. And I can find out a lot. I can find out what discussions are going on, what kind of topics people are talking about, and all this kind of thing. But what I really want to do is I want to come over here to members. Okay, and so on the members tab within groups, what I can start to do is I can start to search by different things within members and, again, develop a list. So if I find a group that is important to my business and I want to start to narrow that group down, because how many members are there in this SEMA group? 3,273. 3,273 members in this SEMA group. So if I want to narrow things down, you know, let's just say first I want to narrow things down by location. So I want to know SEMA members that are in the United States which is most of them, and in Arizona, because that's where I'm at. And they give me different options just to annoy me. I'm going to pick Phoenix because that's the major market area, and I'll illustrate the point for you. And up we go. I want the Phoenix area, and here we go. We're going to show 88 results for those that are in Phoenix that are SEMA members. Now, again, I can start to build my list. I can save it. They've got what's called an optimize or a profile organizer function within LinkedIn. I can save it. I can start to do a lot of different things here, okay? So let's say I sell to SEMA members, and these are the SEMA members that are in my back door. If I'd like to, I can narrow things down because I sell to company owners, let's say. So one of the things that I think that I'd want to look for is function. And so I'm going to key on that, and let's see what other options I have. You see what I have here. Let's say I'm entrepreneur, okay? You'll see what I get listed here. All sorts of different results. These might be people that own their own thing. They may be people that I'd want to go to that are in the Phoenix, Arizona area. The point being is that within these groups, I can start to identify targets. Now, let's say Johnny M here over at Sales and Marketing at Net Transcripts. I'm not connected to him, as you see that. That's why they're offering me to connect. Now, let's say, though, that I want to interact with Johnny M. Well, I have an opportunity to do that, okay? And there's a couple of different ways I can deal with that. One, I can direct message him. If I'm connected to people already and I want to talk to someone that I'm already connected to, send a direct message, okay? And, you know, if I'm already connected with somebody in a group and I want to sell to them, you know, generally my first direct message to them is I might ask them questions to get them going. You know, I might say, hey, Johnny, you and I are connected as part of the SEMA membership group. I just got a couple questions for you. You know, are you reaching your sales objectives? Are you guys selling as much as you think you can? I help companies achieve their maximum sales objectives, and if you think that you might want to sit and see what we could do for you, let's talk. Kind of simple. If I'm directly connected, I'm going to send a direct message. Now, there's also what's called open link on LinkedIn, and anyone that has open link on their profile, you can message directly, whether they're part of your group or not. And the way you can find that out, you see that little symbol there? And as I cursor over it, it says Brian is part of the Open Link Network. And what that means is that anybody can send me a message within LinkedIn. And I like to do that because, well, that's how you network. That's how you connect. You know, I don't believe that you should have a sign over your head that says, don't bug me. I think you're on LinkedIn to interact with people. So this is a good, neat thing for you to be able to use and do, is look at that open link. So anybody that way, you can send a message there. LinkedIn has what's called InMail. That's their version of email. It is a premium paid feature. It's a guaranteed connection feature. As I said, anyone within your group, you can send them a direct message. Okay? You can send them a direct message. Another way to reach people on LinkedIn, if you don't know them and any of the other options I've just given you are not working, find someone that you know that does and request an introduction. And last but not least, look at their profile. Many people will give you information about how to contact them within their profile themselves. So it's kind of simple. I can sort through my groups. I can find who might be my customers. I can develop these tight prospecting lists that you saw me develop just a little bit earlier. And in doing so, I get these tight lists. I use these advanced features. And I gave you, 2, 4, 6 different ways you can look at contacting people once you identify who they are within LinkedIn. So let me kind of summarize where we're at before we keep going. I've given you a way, optimize your profile. The way you can optimize your profile, keep in mind, LinkedIn is a search engine. And what we want to do is optimize our profile so people can find us. And I gave you good tips on how to do that. Now, we just talked about how you can develop prospecting lists by groups, the group feature within LinkedIn. Let's go to our next ways that you can do that. And that's through what's called the advanced people search. And let's go and demonstrate the advanced people search function within LinkedIn. So we come up here, and I'm in people, and I have an advanced option. So I can come in and put, let's say I want to find auto repair. I sell oil. So I'm looking for auto repair shops. I'm looking for owner, okay? Because the terms, like, I already tried CEO. You know, don't try CEO, at least for this search I'm going to show you, because you hardly get any results. When you try owner, though, it's absolutely amazing. So I'm going to put located on or near 85254, which is my zip code where I'm at now. And I am going to get rid of the autofill functions. Sorry about that. And now I'm going to come down and say, okay, I'm looking for automotive. And owner. And I want to find those that are looking for making deals. So let me come down here and hit search. And as you can see, what have I done? Well, what I've done is I've selected different criteria, and you'll see I can select by size, I can do what have you, but what I'm looking for are people. And so I'm going to hit search now, and look, I get 112 results of people in automotive, auto repair that are owners that are interested in deal-making contacts. Let me repeat that. What I've just done is developed a list in Phoenix, Arizona of 112 auto repair business owners that are looking for deal-making contacts simply by selecting search options. If I want to save this search, I can do so. If I want to connect, if I want to try to contact using any of the 6 approaches to reach these people, I can do so. There are other ways, and we have a limited amount of time, okay? There are so many ways that LinkedIn can help you, and we're going to give you a little bit of a roadmap to help you out. But see how we can do that through this advanced people search? Pretty cool. Took us, what, all of a minute to develop a list. So if I'm an outside salesperson and I'm looking for new opportunities, off we go. Now, let's go to my next thing that I'm going to show you about LinkedIn. That was the advanced people search. Of course, LinkedIn has a companies section. When I go to the companies section, I can search by name, keyword, or industry. So I'm going to come up here, and I am going to search by company. And I'm just going to hit search companies, and it's now going to let me know. And it just tells you right there by name, keyword, or industry. So I hit auto repair, and boom, it's going to search. And it's going to start to give me things. And then as you can see, what can I do? I can start to refine or narrow my search based on all these different parameters. All of them. Now, most commonly, probably geographic. Then I might narrow it down based on connections, my connections, whatever the case may be. But again, what I can do is I can start to find the right places and people that I want. And so Last Chance Auto Repair for cars and trucks in the greater Chicago area. I can key on them. I can read a little bit about who they are. They have company updates. Let's see, they have services. Yes, look at this. And a lot of companies do not fill out this services and product section. And we're not going to go through that today, but that's a big tip. Fill it out. Guess what? It helps in search engines. And if you do the same keyword concepts that we talked to you about earlier here, life will be so much better for you. Okay? So I can begin to search this company, learn about them, learn who they are, learn who's there, blah, 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 partner in the business, whatever the case may be. See, I get some basic information so I can begin my process. Pretty cool stuff. All right, I think I'm answering the questions. You guys are bringing them in fast and heavy. I really appreciate it. So let's talk about what do we do to put all this together, take action. I'm going to give you some action steps that you can use, and then I'm going to give away a prize that hopefully you guys are all going to like and excited about. First and foremost, like anything else on the internet, you need to know your keywords. And keep in mind when you are setting up your profile for your business, talk about things individually. You are an automotive marketing expert, okay, or an automotive marketing specialist, or whatever it is, but you want to talk to about yourself as an individual. These are tools that will help you identify keywords that people use to find what you do for a living. Because I don't think I want to put that I'm a professional salesperson. That's too broad. All right? Makes sense? So I can use tools like you see listed on this screen to help me find search terms that are relevant to either myself or my company. Now, let me give you some other specific steps that will help you out quite a bit based upon our discussion today. First, optimize that profile. Make sure that your headline, your summary, and your experience section use key search terms that reflect what it is that you do. Next, make it a priority to connect with people on LinkedIn and take your contact list, your Rolodex, your Outlook, whatever the case may be, make it a practice to connect with everyone that you encounter professionally on LinkedIn. If you're an old fart like me, what I want you to think about is when you used to go to Rotary Club meetings and networking meetings and you'd pass out business cards and other people would pass out yours. Well, what I want you to keep in mind is that your business card in today's era is your LinkedIn profile, and it's the same for everyone you meet. So connect with people that are there. Next, join groups. Join groups within LinkedIn. That will help you out quite a bit. I already shared with you that you want to join groups that your customers belong to. And it's one of the more common mistakes that I see companies make, or individuals make, more importantly, is that individuals only join industry-related groups. You know, I'm in the, I'll give you a great example. You know, we sell in the security industry, burglar alarms, fire alarms, all that. I used to work in that industry for many years. And you'll get a lot of security company owners, they only belong to trade associations. They belong to this camera surveillance group and the National Burglar, the Alarm.org and all this. And yet their customers are, they sell to restaurants and they sell to hospitals and they sell to nursing homes, and they need to belong to the vertical market groups that they sell to, and so do you. Next, you want to participate in groups. There are a lot of ways to participate in groups. You can comment on questions and dialogue that is taking place within a group. You can ask questions of group members. You can offer content or links to your blog postings that may educate them more. The basic tip within participating in a group is don't advertise. No one belongs to a business organization for advertising. Okay? They don't. They belong to enhance their career. So if you can offer them opportunities that improve their professional skills and knowledge and things along that line, you're going to be much, much, much better off. Connect and network. We already told you how to do that. We gave you some tips on doing that, and I really want to encourage you, be a good neighbor. Some people on LinkedIn, just as in life, can get a little testy. Approach people with the same fashion that you'd want. If you meet somebody in your group or you see somebody that's commenting a lot that you'd like to connect with, maybe you should send them a message before you send them an invitation to connect. You know, you might want to send something like, Fred, I've been following some of the comments you've been posting on the SEMA group. I really have enjoyed them and I've learned a lot from them. Would you be okay with me sending you an invite to join my network on LinkedIn? You know, that's non-threatening. That's not tough. That will really, really work well for you. And as last with anything else you do, measure your results. As salespeople, you will know what kind of leads and sales opportunities you get through LinkedIn because you can get tremendous numbers of them. LinkedIn offers you analytical information, some for free and some for paid. And both of those will help you out quite a bit as well. So if you go through these processes of knowing what search terms or keywords people are using to find you, and then you follow these practical steps that I give you right here on this screen now, you're going to find that you're well on your way to getting better results through LinkedIn and leads. Now, you know, when I do something like this on our time together, you and I have a couple of choices. It's kind of like the fork in the road. We can call it a good session and say, hey, we've had a good 45, 50 minutes together and go on our way. Or we can help each other out a little bit further. If you need help with your LinkedIn profiles or business, we're going to be offering you a special that's good through the end of the month. Me and my staff will work. We have a personal help package. You see the regular price there in green. You see what the special price is. We have a business help package as well. These special prices are good through the end of the month, which is August 31st. That's a Friday. I'll give you my contact information in just a minute. All you need to do is email me. We'll arrange a time to talk. I'll give you the information you need to make sure this is right for you. If you'd like our help and assistance in turning LinkedIn into a lead generation machine for your business and yourself, please take advantage of this special offer. Now, I'm also going to be giving away a personal package, a LinkedIn personal package. And here's what you have to do to get to qualify. I want you to email me a comment to Brian at Aftermarketer Club about this webinar today. Salesperson lead generation. Email me a comment. I want your honest feedback. Your comment may be used in promoting this webinar to other audiences, so keep that in mind. But I want honest and candid. That's how I get better, and that's how I can best deliver good quality content to you. My team, they will select and notify a winner by close of business tomorrow, the 22nd of August. We will do a personal LinkedIn optimization package for you and work with you so that LinkedIn becomes a great resource. Email me, Brian, Aftermarketer Club. I need your comments about this webinar to be considered. That's the information that you see listed on the screen. I'm going to go to one last screen for you as well. That has all of my contact information on it, including how you can connect up and reach me via phone, via email, our website address, as well as our Facebook page. These tools, search engines, networking on LinkedIn, and a whole variety of other social media are great opportunities for effective lead generation and lead nurturing by outside salespeople here in the internet, social, smartphone era. I hope you've gained some things that you find useful to you. I thank you for your comments and your attention today. I believe I've answered everybody's questions. Again, great feedback. Let me make sure. I just want to make sure that I've answered everything. Do LinkedIn accounts expire if you haven't used them in a while? Not that I know of yet, but I'm sure that something could happen to freeze the account. If you have any questions about that, LinkedIn has a help section that you're allowed to send them a question. Please do that. We've had questions about the best way to request a connection with someone, and I hope that I've given some tips. That question came in early. I hope I gave you some tips on doing all that. So, Andre, if you still have that question, please let me know. I want to make sure I get it answered for you. Boy, lots of good questions. Neat stuff. Thank you. I think, oops. Is it worth upgrading to be paid for the LinkedIn Premium? That's a great question. My answer is that if you're an outside salesperson, it sure is. The amount of interaction, data, the search features, the way you can refine search, the way you can connect and interact with people, we think it's very, very profitable for the money that it costs. I believe it's about $40 a month if you buy it yearly. They may even have a higher package, but yes, we do believe that LinkedIn Premium gives you search features that you don't get in the standard LinkedIn that are well worth your while to take advantage of. Lots of neat stuff that it provides there. Well, I want to thank everybody, Chris, Bryce, Brad, all of you. Thank you for attending. I hope that you've gotten a lot out of our session today about how you can use LinkedIn and search engines to identify prospects. Katie, Mark, Michael, thank you for your time. Thanks for the attention. I'm going to go now. There will be a recording of this session that will be available on our blog tomorrow, aftermarketerclub.com/blog. We pack lots of information there, so make sure you're there. Make sure you grab it. Thanks a lot.